All right. Hey, you guys. Good morning, good afternoon to everybody, wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon. Hold up. Hey, Mo. Hey, sis. Hey, Dev. Mickey. Miss Hart. Hey, D. Hey, love. Yes, like I said, good morning, good afternoon. I wanted to come on here and do a little reaction to the video that Jazzy posted this morning. I don't know how many of you have watched the video already because it kind of was just posted. So, and you guys know I don't play videos over here. So, if you guys haven't watched it, you probably will want to click out of here and go watch it, or just listen along with me and react along. Sorry, y'all, my throat. React along with me to this. I was gonna play the sound, but I don't know if I should or not because a lot of it is like she went to the grocery store for the first half and then she was home. So you guys let me know. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds for people to join in and then we'll get started. But before we do start, everybody go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Uh, hey S Wiseman, hey love, we don't watch. Hey 414, you girl, I know y'all don't watch, but I know some people like to just hear the reactors speak on it. But some people do go over there and watch. We have to go over there and watch. So I just seen Jasmine's grocery haul where the gallon of milk for the children. Jasmine starves her children and Bentley. I love to see her children eat ice cream, and love to see Bentley. Yeah, I don't see Bentley much either. I don't know if like she has him in a cage most of the time because I know he has a cage now. I don't know if he's in the cage most of the time, but I don't see him neither. Like when she does her regular vlogs, like I never see him like involved with the children, or and the kids really don't seem to enjoy the dog neither. I don't really see the kids play with the dog much, and that's just a dog period. Like y'all know when you get pets, they're nice and all for it's just like anything. The whole thing wears off, and it's like okay, it's here. And that's why I don't want a dog just yet until my kids get a little bit older, because dogs are like another child, and it's just an extra expense. It's just like not really needed if you just don't really care to have a dog. So yeah, I did have a dog when I was a child growing up, but I always swore that that would be my only dog. So I just really wasn't a dog fan after that, after I didn't have him anymore. Hey, it's your girl Miss Pearl. Hey, Mary Blue. Hey, sis. uh Good morning, Nella. I don't know. I feel like I'm not seeing the I don't know. And I'm not gonna click out of here neither to see it fixed. So anyways, um I had put a poll up on my community post, and basically asking you guys what more content did you want to see, like different content. Did you guys want to see, like relationship marriage talks, or just like daily news type topic talks, or uh just something else other than, or reactions to the new mommies, like, or not new mommies, but like other YouTubers, just in general. And most of you guys just say that you want to continue on seeing just the Jazzy and Liv reactions. So y'all, I'm gonna, keep giving you guys, of course, what you want, the Jazzy and Liv reactions. So but I do still want to incorporate here and there, some different type content. And you guys can always, even in the chat, like drop down any new ideas that you would like me to uh do, or react on. But I would like it to be like a group of people that want that other certain thing, because I feel like it's just, if I just do something that one person asks, it's like pointless. So I would like to have like a group of y'all agree on something else that you would like me to, some new content that I would, that you would like me to do. Because it's not just about me, y'all. You guys are the one who watch me, and I want to give y'all, what you guys want to see. Hey, Nicole E. Hey, love. Yes, everybody like the live and subscribe. So, you guys, um, I'm not gonna wait too much longer. I'm gonna go about the video. I mean the live. I'm sorry. Go about the live, y'all. I get so tongue twisted. I don't. I don't. It's not like a nervous thing, but it's like I'm. Oh, when I get on this live, I like my words just like my mind just. I'm thinking of everything. The comments. The what I'm about to say. I need to get more organized and write it down. I always say I'm gonna write it down. I never do. Um. But anyways, you guys. Like I said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But anyways, you guys, let's get into this video that Jazzy posted today. Now, you guys, I didn't really mention it when I was speaking on Live yesterday because we were speaking on a whole other thing. The live that she did, not yesterday, but the day before. So I didn't really speak on it much. And I haven't really been reacting on Jazzy lately just because, there's really not too much going on with her besides the fact that, she is the typical uh baby mama acting, and she's just nothing changes with her, with her and Chris still over there dumbfounded, letting that man just not work, disrespect her, and come and go as he pleases. And she puts up with whatever. So it really hasn't been too much new with Jazzy, but for a bigger fact that she's had Amaya involved more in the videos. I guess because people have gotten on her heavy in the past because she showed favoritism and kind of always left Amaya in the dust. Which so now I guess she's trying to show her more. She knows everybody loves Amaya, so typical Jazzy. I mean, this girl literally, like, the reactors say something one day and sis is on her vlog doing it the next day. Like, these girls watch reactors heavy, and you could just tell like reactors really have a big effect on her life. As much as they don't say that they care about it, they call us haters. For us being some haters, y'all sure do take advice. Well, at least Jazzy does. And you sure come on here and be doing shit the way that we are saying you should be doing it, or what you do, you sure do change it. So it says for us to be haters, shit, I couldn't tell. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, Kitten Zombie. Hey, love. So, we, like I said, us reactors have a big effect on her now. I'm glad that us reactors had to basically hound this girl and bully this girl into showing Amaya more love, attention, which is like so crazy to me. Like, you literally have to beg a mother to or constantly bring up that you don't show this certain child as much attention. And I mean, it's beyond me. But I'm glad that us the reactors, had that much of a have had that much of an effect on her to where she actually, really did change up how she is with Amaya. And it shows Amaya seems to be enjoying that. So that's good for her. She's not, yeah, and she's not genuine about it. Yeah, it definitely does look forced. Definitely is forced. I mean, Jazzy's everything is forced. Everything with her seems forced. Besides, like, when she shows Chris affection and she's happy that he's around. I feel like that's the only time Jazzy is genuine, and it's sad that she seems more genuine with a man than her own kids. But I just feel like these past few vlogs that she's put out of Chris being around, and even in that live, I just feel like you could tell she very much wants Chris around, his attention, which, I mean, it's normal. She's a woman, but sis, you don't even act like that with your kids. So that's just okay. But it's expected because Jazzy's always had this history, this long line of history that I've watched of just, not really being affectionate with her kids, not, the favoritism, putting men over, kids, and just doing the same old. I mean, it's nothing new. Just like with Live It, it's nothing new. So, um, Jasmine struggles to hug her two oldest daughters. Yeah, and it's like, where's Kaylin at? Like, Kaylin is 9 years old. I honestly, 9 years old, says she's not 13, 15. I mean, the girl is 9 years old and you're already letting her, be cooped up in a room on a phone, talking to God knows who. I mean, in this day and age, you cannot just let your kids be so freely and unsupervised with the internet, social media. Especially I would say at 9 years old, having a new iPhone, and not new iPhone, but an iPhone to, easily be able to do certain things on there, talk to certain people. I'm sure Kaylin may have an Instagram or a TikTok or something. And obviously, parents get too lazy to monitor that stuff. And, that's how girls get picked up, meet up these men, and, they're there one day and gone the next, and you would have wished that you would have kept a better eye on your child and what they're doing on their damn phone. I mean, all these cases of trafficking out here and kids, I mean, it's so sad, but it does start with the parents too. I mean, like, how like, are we keeping track of your, and I'm not going to blame that on that, but I'm just saying, for those girls who do end up in those type situations where they're meeting up with men at underage, and like, that's, but okay, so Jazzy hasn't really included Kaylin in it much, or I guess because people don't really say much about Kaylin. Me personally, since I've been watching Jazzy, I've really never heard anybody speak on Kaylin, or her, like, attention for Kaylin, and I've never really heard anybody speak on it. I mean, obviously she does, not show affection to all four of the kids, but obviously, it was like, very bad with Amaya, and nobody seems to mention Kaylin. So I guess, for her, I guess, okay, we'll let Kaylin be, sit in her room, be on the phone. I guess, whatever, whatever. And I know you guys probably want to get to the video, but I was just, I haven't really spoke on Jazzy in a while, and it's, but just leading up to all this, like I said, Jazzy has, been very, open with putting Amaya on the camera, and, trying to make it seem like, that they're I guess magically so close, and she's been doing this or whatever. So, but I have also noticed that one thing that the reactors constantly complain on that she has not changed, I will say, is, the feeding of the kids. Them kids are clearly malnourished, and they clearly need more food. I mean, just alone the portions that we see that she gives them in the videos, and it's clearly not enough. And like I said, it's clear that the she does not listen. That's one thing she will not listen to the reactors on, is to give those kids bigger portions, better food. For a minute, I did see her giving the kids bigger portion meals, but then she went right back to just giving the kids, their normal meals that they get. And it's just, like I said, I would say that that's just, how the children are shaped, and that's just how they are. If there was maybe one thicker child, or maybe a medium to bigger sized child, but all five of those kids are skinny. I mean, there's not one child in there that has a little bit of meat on their bones. And it really did show too, when Liv brought Ryan and, well, all the kids over, and Ava compared to Ryan. I mean, it was just like so crazy. Like, Ava truly did look a lot smaller compared to Ryan, and a lot, not healthier. And, if she truly does think that, she is feeding those kids proper portions, and then that is the reason why those kids are still, so I mean, my 2-year-old is bigger than Amaya, has more probably bone on her body than Amaya. So it's sad. It's sad that this woman is, on her fifth child and jokingly saying that she's pregnant again with her sixth child. Joking. I mean, and even if you are, I truly do believe that she will end up pregnant again soon. It's like the only interactions that she could ever do with Chris is joking about pregnancy and a child, and it's just like so weird. Like, do y'all have not any other like conversations or something else to talk about rather than always talking about getting pregnant by this man? And it's like the man doesn't even have a job, so like it's just that's so strange to me. I mean, I can never be joking about having a baby with a man that doesn't even have a damn job, yet alone a second child. I just, and yet he has kids of his own that he doesn't even take care of. I don't know what sis thinks is going to change for her kids, but that's neither here nor there. But overall, the background of, I said the background, just well, like, yeah, the background of Jazzy overall is just not feeding the kids, not being the best mother she can be, men, and just kind of the same background that Liv and all these other unfit mothers have. But so anyways, you guys, to get into what happened recently with Jazzy and Liv. I know you guys seen the live, and it was posted, or it was did on Liv's live. Hey Noelle, hey baby. She's a sicko simpleton. Yes, very much so. She, yes, Liv did a live, and y'all, what really got me with this thing is Liv drove 3 hours to get to Jazzy's house. Okay. Number one, why would you drive 3 hours to go to that woman's house? That is beyond me. Look, I'm not driving 3 hours even from some of my family. Sis, how are you driving 3 hours there and 3 hours back just to go to Jazzy's house to sit there and do that hour live and just leave? Because I'm sure she didn't stay the whole entire night. I don't know how long she stayed. In the vlog, it didn't really show any much of Liv. It was just Liv holding the baby. But um so I really wonder why, like I said, on Liv's time to have your kids, right after Christmas, you didn't really do nothing with the kids before they left for Christmas. You don't really do anything with the kids, period. Why would you use your time to go and drive 3 hours, take 6 hours out of your day to go drive to that woman's house and sit there all for a total of maybe 2 hours and sit on live and try to flirt with her man and do whatever. So anyways, Liv drove 3 hours there, and a lot of people said, like, okay, well, in the live it was clearly showing that there was no food there. The kids were running around begging for food, fighting over cosmic brownies, and you know Liv was hitting around that she was hungry, and she had asked Chris, why didn't he barbecue? And so it was already, and I even seen a few people in the live super chat them for a damn pizza for them to go and order a pizza. And I guess they still didn't even, buy nothing to eat for the kids, nothing. I guess, I'm assuming they just, after that live probably chopped it up for a little bit more and then Liv left. Cause she did have 3 hours to drive home. Like, sis, 3 whole hours you had to drive home from that. Look, that's crazy to me. I'm sure them kids were like, "Are you kidding me? I could have just stayed home for all this. Like, why the hell would she do like it's that's so crazy." Anyways, um, so everybody was obviously saying that there was no food there. Two lazy lumps on a log, girl. Like, even I was saying in my Discord to the people this morning, like, why, like, y'all could, so I'm gonna say this because Jazzy posted a blog this morning, and in the vlog, she was showing that, she went to the grocery store with her mom and the baby, and then she went home, and right after that, Liv ended up coming, and I guess he spent the rest of the day together. Now, in the vlog, Liv, I mean, Jazzy got like three whole big ass packs of chicken. I mean, like it was probably over 80 or 50 pieces of chicken, or not 50, at least probably 30 pieces of chicken or 40 pieces of chicken that could have easily been enough to feed all of the kids and Liv's kids too. So in the vlog, she showed, she bought that, she bought meat for spaghetti, and she, bought a few meals. So obviously had showed that, Jazzy had went grocery shopping earlier, because she also did get the brownies that we seen in the in the live, where she was giving, where they were giving all the kids brownies. So that means that, Jazzy had all that food in the fridge that she could have easily cooked. I mean, because we seen Chris was frying chicken that night in Jazzy's live, and that was the live where they didn't give ended up giving the kids any of the fried chicken till like 11 o'clock at night, damn near. So they literally waited. I mean, so that means to tell me that Liv didn't even leave till probably later that night, because literally the kids didn't end up getting any dinner till about 11 o'clock that night. I was in the live. So, sis, you sat around and waited till Liv left and ended up just cooking food and not even off. I mean, that's just so strange to me. Like, are you that greedy? I really have to sit here and think, sis, you get all those food stamps. Why are you so greedy with your food? And then at that, she's got 5 kids and she's buying 1 pack of brownies for a snack. Sis, that's that's more like one child. Like, you shop like one child. Like, that's, sis, you probably should have bought maybe 4 boxes of those things. You're about to have, basically, when Legend's gonna grow quick. Sis, when Legend grows, you're gonna have a lot of kids to feed. You're gonna have 2 boys. I mean, like, come on. Why do you shop like that? And that's why she's always so mad that when the kids ask for snacks and all that, because she'll buy about 1 box of a snack and then be mad when it's all gone. Well, sis, you gotta buy more than one snack, because already four of the snacks are taken each time the kids want snacks. Cause you got 5 damn kids. You already shop at HEB. HEB is like a I would have to think it's like a step up Save a Lot, because we have Save a Lot down here, and they sell, it's mostly off brand foods. It's not like, the brands that they sell in the regular grocery stores. So it's definitely cheaper than the regular grocery store, but like I said, you're getting all off brand food. They may have a few like on brand stuff, but most of it is like brands that I've never seen before. So since you're already, I mean, she doesn't shop at no nice grocery store, expensive grocery store. Sis, what is the big deal just buying more snacks for your kids? And sis, maybe while you're home all day. No, I mean, like I said, I don't. From what I've seen in HEB, I've never seen those brands, and basically that the HEB for y'all is like the Save a Lot out here for us. Well, maybe HEB's maybe HEB's not cheap for y'all, but I mean, not cheap for y'all, but the Save a Lot down here is that they have like the HEB's are all off brand, and it's cheaper down here. So maybe it's different. Let me not speak on stuff I don't know, y'all. My bad. Let me not speak on stuff I don't know, but like I said, the Save a Lots are just like the HEB's out there, and they're definitely cheaper than the regular grocery stores that you go to, like the ShopRite or Acme or something like that. But yeah, so she doesn't know how to shop. Like, sis, you are a stay-at-home mom. Okay, you're a stay-at-home mom. You need to learn how to shop. Maybe do even start couponing. I mean, you have time on your hands to start learning how to grocery shop. So then, that way you're making at least 1,000 last you for the whole entire so that can last you for the whole entire month. You have 5 kids now. You definitely have to always be on a budget with grocery shopping, because on a strict list and a budget, because I would think with 5 kids, I mean, food goes like that. But for you, it seems like you have 5 kids. You have 5 kids, and there's, I mean, even in the vlog that she showed y'all, because we're speaking on the vlog that she did post earlier. I mean, she had the whole entire refrigerator filled up. I mean, 3 whole rows of the refrigerator, and she had water bottles, Sunny D water bottles, and it was about the whole entire shelves were filled with water bottles. Where is the food in the refrigerator? Normal people don't do that. Maybe you'll take out a couple water bottles out of the pack and you'll put it in the refrigerator. But most people have too much food in the refrigerator to just fill up 3 whole rows in the refrigerator of just drinks, like, and packed the whole entire shelf. Like, sis, where is the food at? You have 5 kids. You shouldn't even be able to barely fit 3 water bottles in that damn refrigerator, let alone you're dedicating 3 or 4 whole rows to water bottles and Sunny D. And that sugary ass orange juice, I don't understand why she would be giving the kids that. I mean, I always recommend maybe like uh apple juice. Well, if I do get my kids, which they really don't, if they do drink something, they'll drink apple juice. I water it down, which I know some moms don't care about giving their kids juice, which is really not that big of a deal. Like, if the kids aren't really eating, other sugary snacks and candy all day, I mean, I don't really see what the big deal is to just let them drink juice for, like, a cup or two of the day. But Jazzy seems to me like she doesn't really, it's juice if they want it. But like, sis, how I that just, like I said, that made no sense to me. How are you dedicating 3 to 4 shelves of drinks in your refrigerator, and you where's the food? I So even in the pantries, the refrigerators, like I said, there's no food. So and so I seen somebody in here and say she buys too much meat. Yes, meat can definitely get costly, and it can definitely eat up the food stamps. I mean, meat is not cheap. Meat is not cheap, and I know for homegirl, she's up there tearing up them food stamps with meat, seafood, and it shows that, when the kids aren't around or the kids are asleep, they're always making seafood, steak, or yeah, seafood, steak, or whatever they make. Like, sis, y'all should be feeding those kids that, as sickly as they look. It just makes no sense to me. So, like I said, what really really stood out to me the most in this vlog, and y'all, it just made me so mad, because, like, how do you ever get to the point? Okay, now I was weird because her mom had picked her up to take her to the grocery store. And I'm like, well, where's your car at? And somebody did say that there was like transmission fluid in the garage, in the vlog that she did. And her mom had to pick her up to go to the grocery store. So I don't know if I don't know if maybe something's up with the car, or I don't know, because it's like, when is her mom ever? And if it was a diet, so basically she said that she had ran out of baby formula, and uh she had to bring Legend to the actual grocery store with her and buy liquid formula so the baby could eat. Sis, having that car out of commission would make sense. Yeah, that, you know what? It makes sense now. Y'all, we might have just put something together. Because, like I said, somebody said that there was transmission fluid in the garage, and her mom had to take her to the grocery store, and Chris has been home. Yeah, Chris has been home a lot. I mean, he's basically in every vlog and live now, and he's been coming in the camera. So, do y'all think that the car could possibly be broke down? I mean, because that very much makes sense why we see this man constantly, because Why did For a minute I was thinking like, did he get caught cheating and now he just wants to stay home for a little bit because he got caught. So, anyways, her mom had to take her to the grocery store, and she brought Legend with her, and she actually had to bring him in the actual store. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so she actually had to bring Legend into the grocery store with her because she had ran out of formula. Sis, that is a 2-month-old baby. 2 months old. How are you getting to the point to where you have to bring that damn baby in the grocery store and buy liquid formula because you ran out of formula? Now, I always before the can before for my babies before the can even got low, or I would even buy 2 or 3 cans at the time, but before the can got low, I would make sure that I was going to get another can before it got low, because especially when they're babies like that, oh sis, they're not waiting for a bottle. They will scream and scream and scream until they get a bottle. So sis, how are you letting that 2-month-old baby get to the point to where, like I said, it's COVID season, not COVID season, but flu season, and all this COVID going around. You had to take that baby out to the grocery store to get some damn milk. And even still just buys one can at a time, and then buys the liquid can. Like sis, if you know that you're constantly if you know that you're going to need milk for the baby, why not buy a few cans? Or if you're running out that bad to where you have to bring the baby into the damn hospital, I mean the hospital, I was thinking the hospital, into the grocery store, that's just crazy to me. Yeah, why does she film that dumb stuff? She makes herself look bad. Yeah, and then you wonder why people talk about you. Like, sis, that is not acceptable. I don't care, for a 2-month-old baby. Like, you couldn't tell Chris to catch a ride, even if the car is broke. You couldn't tell Chris to catch a ride, or them homeboys are always over the house. You so called say, why couldn't he call one of his homeboys to come drop off the formula or give him a ride to go get it before that baby had ran out of formula? I mean, the baby's always gnawing at his fist like he's hungry. So, sis, that leads me to believe that you're stretching pride the hell out of that formula can before you got to go and run and get another can. So then she said that she was gonna DoorDash it in the vlog, but she didn't, because she didn't end up DoorDashing it or ordering it through like the service where they drop it at your door, because it was gonna take too long. Like sis, it got to a point to where you had none, to where you had to up and go ASAP because and get a liquid bottle because you didn't have any. Why should it even get to the point to where you gotta DoorDash some damn formula to your door? Like that makes no sense to me. So I don't know if she's not getting WIC, but even if you're not getting WIC, you can buy formula with food stamps. So why aren't you, using a little bit of the food stamps to maybe buy bulk up on some formula for the baby, so you're not getting to a point to where you have to bring the baby out in this cold and COVID just to feed him milk in the actual store because you had none. That's embarrassing. I've never seen that, never heard of that. I mean, you got even mothers that are homeless that, or whatever, that would do. I mean, and I'm not trying to make her feel worse, but god darn, I mean, that's like I said, for 2 months old, it just that makes no sense to me. Now, I could understand if he was, a little bit older, and you could have gave him maybe like a cup of food or like some cheese puffs till, you ran to the store, but that is all that baby solely relies on to eat, is that formula. Chris is the type of dude to wear down a car and then stop using it instead of getting it fixed. Lord, this is not a lifestyle for me. Oh yeah, you know he probably drove it into the ground, and he doesn't work. So who's getting a new car? Who's getting it fixed? And I did hear the taxes are coming out late this year yet again. I mean, I didn't. We did not get our taxes till August last year. We did not get our taxes till August of last year because the taxes were so backed up with all this fraud they have going on with the PPP loans and just everything else. I mean, it's just so backed up. So if she is without a car, sis may be waiting for a little bit, and with 5 kids, I mean, god darn, I is she putting cereal in the bottle? I don't know. Good morning, y'all. Working and listening in the bushes. This is the exact reason she didn't eat a fifth child. Exactly. Now I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to call in and give their opinion on the anything that I spoke on or the vlog that she did post today. That baby formula thing had really got me, y'all. I was just like, wow. Like, sis, you're a mother of 5 now. You're not a new mother. You know how this goes. You know how babies eat. You know how much they eat, the ounces. You know all this. This is not new for you. Instead of you up worried about Chris so much and probably where he's at and who he's talking to and whose females are in his DM, sis, you ought to worry about making sure you keep formula up in that house for that baby, and also food in the pantry and fridge for them kids besides just waters. You know, like it baffles me. And then these moms wonder why we come on here and we talk the way we talk because, sis, I'm sure if I came on here and did the same trifling old stuff you do, people would talk about me too. It's not that you're special. It's trifling and it's just ridiculous. Just like with Liv, it's just like, come on, sis. You drove 3 hours, 3 whole hours to go to Jazzy's house. Like everybody was saying, I've seen people saying it's COVID. Hey cutie, hey love. He says, hey Taylor, here for support and some great content as usual. You're speaking facts, girl. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I just don't. People were saying it's COVID. Like, why would you even bring the kids there? And not only knowing, I mean, y'all know how Jazzy is not the most up to par with her hygiene. I mean, sis, you know, and I take it as, look, if your mother doesn't have good hygiene, then you're not having good, then the kids ain't having good hygiene either. That baby's formulas, diapers, and wipes should be purchased by the cases. Oh yeah, and Miss Purple, yeah, because I mean, y'all know how fast babies go. I mean, especially infant. I mean, they drink. I mean, they're eating every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. I mean, they're getting changed every every 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, y'all know because they eat so much during the day of the formula. They're peeing it out, pooping all darn day. And he's only 2 months old. It's not like this baby is 6 months old. That's why I keep saying, sis, that makes no sense. And if it is a money issue, then sis, I think you need to get on WIC if you aren't on WIC, because that's the issue. You don't want to be, not 30 minutes, but at least, like, I mean, I guess that baby be super hungry every 30 minutes, but like every hour, 2 hours. It's a lot though. The babies, when they're first born, they eat a lot. Um, how are the children so thin and the baby has no formula, but Hiss and Jasmine are overweight? Oh yeah, and look, they're maintaining that weight too. It's not like they're all skinny losing weight. They're maintaining that weight too. If anything, Chris looked like he's got bigger. So y'all mean to tell me y'all up in there all big and the kids are stick thin, and the baby's running out of formula to where she's got to take the baby in the grocery store to feed him. The kids, y'all seen when Jazzy was on live with Amaya, and people were saying that, Jazzy had asked um Amaya had asked Jazzy for food, and Amaya was, and she basically ignored her. We have a caller, and it's Rain. Hey, Rain.
Hi, it's my first time calling in, so I'm sorry if I'm not doing it right, y'all.
No, you're fine. Hey, love.
Hey, so I just want to say I think that Jazz is on the spectrum herself. And when you think about that, if everybody would kind of take that into consideration, I think a lot of other things would kind of make sense as far as her behavior and different things that she does. And I don't think she has money with her food stamps to even purchase formula because I'm sure that Chris is selling her food stamps at this point.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah, he uses her. She doesn't have a car. That's probably why her and Liv didn't go to HEB. Like, I kept commenting on their live and I was like, y'all should go to HEB. That would have been a good opportunity for them to cook together, do a vlog together, cook for the kids. And they just sat there, you know? But I think that that's probably why they didn't go to HEB because she had already went. Now we know that. But because she doesn't have the food stamps or the money to do so.
It's I'm just. But you know what though? It seems as though they always come up with money for themselves, like, the seafoods they do and the nice dinners they do for themselves. But when it comes to the kids, like they don't have the money. And
She doesn't
I'm sure
feed
I don't
them.
know if anybody ever reported her to, like, for using the food stamps wrong. Like, I know in the past they did for Liv, but has anybody ever, do you even know?
I've never seen that. I've seen people say that they reported her, but I think it's more so towards the neglect of, just leaving them alone, locking them in the room, not paying attention to them. And I know her mom comes off as, having it together now, but we all have to admit she does not have the basic knowledge to just to do what she needs to do on a day-to-day basis as an adult or a mother. She lacks that. Like, who would let their newborn get down to no formula at all? I mean, even if you don't receive WIC, then or food stamps, you still know you need to get 6, 10 cans at a time. That's not something that you get a can at a time. And Chris, like, he couldn't even go and buy the formula. He does absolutely nothing.
No.
He's just there.
No. Yep.
Yeah,
And
he's
she allows it, so that's why he loves it there. And people say that he's gonna leave, but I think he has it so made there. I don't think that man is gonna leave.
oh no. Oh no.
I
He
mean, what
wanna.
other dummy would he find like that to just allow him to do what he does?
And I see people saying that he has another baby on the way. I don't know. I hadn't seen any proof of that, but I just don't see
I
why
mean,
you
and
gotta let.
I mean, I've heard that he has a baby on the way, and I've heard people saying that he ended up at Liv's hotel. Like, where do people get, like, where do people, are these just trolls that you just, comment and say, like, or these people that have, like, receipts? I've never seen, I don't know where people came up with the whole he was at Liv's hotel. I don't
I
know,
didn't see
but
that either. And it's like, somebody can just comment something and then people will run with it. But that Liv, she's smart. She went, if you notice, she went live on her channel so that she could
oh
get the
yeah,
views.
oh yeah, you peeped that too. I said the same thing.
And Jazz, I just knew. I was like, Jazz must be going live, with her phone up there too. No, you know what? Liv probably walked in there and was like, yeah, I haven't been posting. I'm gonna just go ahead and go live. She knew she was gonna get views.
Mm-hmm.
And Jazz
I,
just let her play the shit out of her.
I was thinking that too. Like, why didn't Jazzy pull up her phone and also do the live and put it on her channel? Why would only Liv be? Why
And they
did
were
why
saying
didn't
that
only Liv do it on her
she
channel?
didn't they were saying that they didn't discuss the baby. Jazz did slip up and say something about the baby when they were talking about the puppies, and she was Liv was saying, "Well, I might get a friend, for her puppy." She's like, "I might get him a friend," and then Jazz was like, "Oh, well, I mean, you're about to have a baby," and then Liv just looked at her like, almost like, "Bitch, I told you not to talk about that." Like, Liv was like, "We're not talking about the baby. Don't ask me anything." It's just weird. Like, I can see like more fat in her face, but one thing we know like about pregnant women when they're pregnant is that nose.
Oh yeah.
That nose is a dead giveaway. We saw it with Jazz,
Hmm.
we saw it with Chrissy, and the face is just not given for me.
And I would even think too, like she has lip fillers, so even like she would look a little bit more swollen in the lips, or maybe like I don't know, like yeah. I mean, and when she was pregnant with Ryan, I mean, her whole face was given pregnant. You
Yep.
def I don't see any, no, nothing. I mean, especially she's due in 2 months allegedly. I mean, she would be
Ain't
what
no
people
way.
said, huh?
Ain't no way. If you watch her old videos, we know all Liv does is complain. She's not talking about back, oh my back, oh this, oh that, the baby this. She would be milking the hell out of this pregnancy
Oh yeah.
if she was pregnant. And I know, and even me, I went back and forth. Like, is she? Because certain things, like when she went off at McDonald's because they didn't have the orange high C, certain things have been questionable.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I feel like she would have shown us proof by now. I think she's still in love with Zolo and she just wants to kind of string him along too, string Gerard along, even though he couldn't care less. It's just all the girl just gives me like bipolar vibes.
Mm-hmm.
She goes from
Definitely.
one thing to the next. She'll, and if you just watch, like if you've watched her long enough, you can tell when she's lying. Like she's looking to the side, her voice is changing, like it's just a giveaway. It's a dead giveaway. If you pay attention to anybody for long enough, you can tell when their demeanor is off or different.
Definitely.
And we know it's not drugs because they're drug testing her now.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go with saying she's not pregnant, but I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah, and I feel like at this point now she's trying to just deflect it all off of this pregnancy, and now she wants to talk about the kids being gone. Like, why are you? Didn't you just say that you didn't want to speak on that? Like, if you have a whole pregnancy going on, why not make content out of that and talk about that? I think people would much rather hear about the pregnancy, because at this point we already know that the kids are with Gerard and they're not, till further notice they're not coming back. So why not talk about the pregnancy, your new man? Like, why are we talking about
And I
now?
can
She's
speak
talking
for
about the
Texas,
kids and
like
huh?
from personal experience, like with Texas. I'm in Texas, and I know for a fact when you're going through a divorce custody battle, you cannot leave the state of Texas. So the whole issue now is that she's either going to have to move back to Texas, or she's going to get her visitation whenever she comes, and she can't leave. The whole thing with going to Jazz's house was out of convenience. She didn't have any money to go anywhere else or do anything else with them, so she drove to Austin. And y'all, Dallas to Austin is not close. That was a at least 3-hour ride,
Right.
and she can't, she's not going to be able to take them back to Florida. And that's why the proof for that is him putting them in school. That's not a temporary thing. That's
No.
permanent.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think the kids will be there for a good while. um and I don't think she's going to move to Texas. I don't even think for them kids she will, because she is so bitter with Gerard. I don't see it. I mean, she may, but I really don't see it. I mean, you guys know, I mean, especially in the beginning, she was hell bent on moving to Florida. She did not, I mean, she said she had no help, which I don't know how she didn't have any help. Gerard always helped, but I guess her help means like she didn't have Stella with her 24/7 in the home, hands on, helping her with the kids, I guess. I don't know. So,
Stella gives me wasn't there for her when she was little vibes, like wants to make up as a grandparent. You
yeah.
know, those are the vibes I get from Stella. And I know, she doesn't want to say negative things about her mom now, but ain't no way. Like, she has daddy and mommy issues.
Mhm.
And that's why she made it a point the other day in her live to specifically say, like, my mother was there for me, my dad was there for me. We never hear her talk about her father. If she would just be real, a lot more people would relate to her. There's nothing wrong with just saying what it is. But she just wants to keep up this facade, and it's so obvious.
Right.
And I don't think she wants Chris. Somebody in the comments has said she's gonna move to Texas to be with Chris.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I mean, I don't know cuz Chris doesn't seem to like big women like her. I don't know. I mean, he definitely seemed like he was trying to impress when she did come over, but as far as
Definitely.
to like get with her, I don't know.
Yeah, but she was pressed the other day on her live because, like, she got on there and it was because she was upset. And I don't know if she had just seen Niecy's lives, but it's like she
Mhm.
was just now replying to that, and it's like, girl, that was last week, girl. Like, where you been?
Or was she talking about the cuz I
Just
know Nisi came
seen it.
on France too the other day. Fran did it like late at night, but Nisi was over there too, so probably to that also.
Yeah, and I know people say that Niecy is still on it and why is she still on it, but that's her family. And she can talk about whatever she wants to talk about on her channel. She's probably still hurt behind, different things that went on. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her coming and venting about Liv, because at least she actually has facts when she comes and she speaks, because Liv is not going to tell us anything. She would still be just ignoring people and not acknowledging the fact that her kids aren't there anymore. She didn't get them nothing for Christmas, girl. No.
I that's what I seen that. I was like, what? She's so pressed to hold this fake baby shower. You would think she'd have took that time to have a little Christmas for the kids before they left, open gifts. Like,
Yeah. Her mom is sick too, girl, because she goes along with it.
oh yeah.
She goes right along with it. Like, ain't no way. She doesn't have one of those moms that will call her out for when she sees something is wrong. And I make that a point to be that type of mom. Like, I'm down for my kids. I got your back, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna pull you to the side and I'm gonna be like, you wrong. You don't need to do this. But I don't know if her mom has something against. I mean, and evidently not, because she had children with a black man. But I know there's something, because her mom doesn't like Gerard,
No.
and I know her mom has seen everything that we have,
Yeah.
and she still rides right along with Liv, and that's why I'm like, she gets that shit from her mom. Her mom is just as toxic as she is.
Mhm. Oh yeah, and that's another reason why Liv thinks that she does no wrong because she has her mom over there saying, "Oh, you're a good mother. You do this, you do." But uh, how does a good mother get their kids taken out of their custody? I don't know. I you could very much tell she coddles her, and even Gerard said, I mean, her she just treats her mother like shit. I mean, she just makes her mother like bullies her into watching the kids. And I mean, so I very much so believe she's just scared. And I don't know. I don't know how you could ever be scared of your child, grown or not. But I don't know.
I think her abuse is more so like, as far as like mentally with those kids, because Even she said it the other day, they weren't mentally or physically abused. But as far as feeding them and clothing them, I believe that she does that. But being a mother is more than that, you know? And the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with Jazz. I don't think Jazz be feeding them kids. And when she does, I think it's the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And it's because I really, really think she doesn't understand that she just don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like you could tell her a million times, but she's like, I feed them, I do this, I do that, and it's like it's not enough. Like, look at your daughter in that video. She just looks underweight. And even Liv said the newborn, she was like, he's so small. She needs
And
to
he's,
put him on her
always
boob.
doing, huh?
She needs to put him on her boob.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I
Bare
mean, even
minimum,
with
moms.
formula though, he still should be. I mean, I, he's always gnawing at his fists and just seems like he's. I don't know. I like I said. I mean, if she is allowing that man to sell food stamps instead of feeding those kids, that's terrible. That really is.
Would it surprise you? I mean, he takes the car. She's always there. You never see her out and about. She never gets her nails done. She never does anything for herself. She's basically in an abusive relationship. He's abusive towards her.
Oh
He does
yeah,
whatever he wants to do. He takes her money, I'm sure, and that's why she's left with nothing.
and that is so pathetic. To
That's why
to
Chrissy cut her off, girl, because of Chris.
I believe it.
She got tired of seeing her friend get done however, and she just has to listen to her cry. And we've all had that friend that we have to sit back and you want to be that listening ear, but at the end of the day you want to be like, bitch, get up, fuck him, you know
Yeah,
like, no, you're not going to let him do you like that. You don't even at that point she didn't even have any children with him.
yeah.
So Chrissy probably did that. Chris might have read a text message or something from Chrissy, her overheard a conversation, and then he told Jasmine, you ain't talking to her no more.
And
But
she'll go right ahead and listen. She seems like she does whatever. No questions asked.
oh yeah,
No
oh
questions
yeah,
asked. Mm. And he's gonna keep doing what she allows. Men only do what you allow.
yeah, and it makes sense that she doesn't have a car anymore. I mean, who's gonna really DoorDash formula?
That's what I
What?
said. I mean, what? I mean, like I said. I mean, how do you ever get to a point where you gotta physically bring the baby in the grocery store and do that? That is so crazy to me. And I mean, I do believe the car is broke down, but that car's gonna be sitting till she gets her little check. Cause Chris, he'll drive it, but he ain't paying it.
Ain't no way. And her mama's fed up with his stuff.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, you could definitely tell she throws her shots and she knows what's going on, but she knows
I
that
wish she
Jazzy's
could
not
just
gonna do anything about it, so it's just useless in trying to
if
tell
she didn't get
Jazzy.
anything else from Chrissy, she should have got some better editing skills because let me tell you something. That girl Chrissy, she can edit some stuff and make it look real nice and real, and put a bow on it. And she's not showing her dirty floor. She's not showing her kid's hair. She knows how to edit. Like Jazz
Mm-hmm.
could have edited that video the other day and we wouldn't have even known that her mom drove to the store. It's like, girl, come on now. Catch up. Catch up. Edit it out or do whatever you got to do, but stop it. That's why I'm saying, like, she has to be on the autism spectrum, and I'm not, and I mean that from everything in me, just from watching her for years. She just don't get it. It just doesn't click to her. She will show things and say things, and she knows people are listening and watching, and it's like, girl, why would you sit up here and say that you didn't have any more formula? What?
Right? That's what I said. Like, why? Knowing that people are gonna get on her ass too.
Girl.
I swear that they like this attention and they love people. You know, it has to be because you or unless you're just that dumb, you're just literally that dumb. I don't know. I
And that's why I think that that's what it is. Like, I'm sure she used to get a check for herself. And if she had any sense, she would be trying to really get her children evaluated. That way she could get something like that going for them, because her kids are adorable. They really are, but they're developmentally behind, and she has, people in her family, and it is hereditary, and it's okay. I mean, she had a multiple birth. They're twins. It makes sense that
yeah,
they would be a little bit behind. It's okay. What's not okay is you not getting them help.
right. Yeah, I think
That
that's
is neglect.
yeah. She's probably in denial too. You know, parents get in denial about stuff like that. They don't
Well,
want
it's
to,
only hurting them. And
oh
Chris
yeah,
could care
yeah, it does
less.
hurt the kids. Yep.
He could care less. Somebody said there's nothing wrong with her kids. Stop it. Okay, well, if that's what you believe, then that's fine. I'm not saying that the kids that I'm not saying it in a malicious way. I'm saying it from a good place, that from what I witnessed in her videos, from following her on social media, Instagram, um, they should be a lot further ahead. And there's nothing wrong with saying that they need therapy. They're already not in school. In Texas, 3-year-olds, they go to school for free, 8 to 3, Monday through Friday.
Mm.
So
And she
maybe,
said she's sending the kids to school next fall, and I mean, I really hope that they are able to, because I don't think them kids are ready for school.
yeah, and I don't know if they're potty trained or not, but Chris just gives me the whole, probably like whooping, more of the whooping for not going to the restroom vibes, like,
Yeah,
instead of properly training him.
yeah.
Like, Aiden should be so much further along having a male in the house. It seems like he would have took him under his wing, but Chris does not care about her children. He does not. He
No,
doesn't.
no. If he did, then he wouldn't be just alone milking her for the money that he does, knowing that she has 5 kids, and knowing he doesn't even work. That's just that's crazy. That is so crazy. And that car being broke down really does show now that he doesn't work because God, I mean,
The fact that the baby, I mean, they didn't buy the baby anything. They didn't buy that baby nothing. You can't even ask him for $20 or however much a can of formula costs. He can't go and get it. He doesn't have the means. Like, a can of formula? Come on
mm,
now. Ain't no way. I'm gonna let a man be up in my house, and I have 4 kids, his baby, a dog, the poor dog. Like,
yeah, that was such a waste. Such a waste of money
yeah.
that she could have put towards a car, a car for them kids so they all could go out at the same time and that's
And
that's
then
that
the dog's underweight too.
oh yeah.
Like, those dogs, Yorkies, are not for families of what, 4, 5, 6. They're not like those dogs. They need attention. They need to go to groomers. They have to be taken care of. That's why they're so expensive. And there's no telling. And she stopped recording the dog because, people were saying they were going to report her because the kids were throwing the puppy around, and she was leaving it outside, and the hair always looks oily. Like, she needs to shampoo it. Like,
Well,
Girl.
she doesn't even wash her own, her own self and her own kids. You really think she's worried about washing that damn dog? That girl don't give a fuck about that dog. I mean, she
And
no.
Liv, girl, you know she left that puppy alone while she was gone. Because did you see how excited that dog was? Did you
And the
see
what?
her dog when she got back, the live that she did?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That dog was excited like it had been alone. She didn't say anything about picking it up. She must have left that dog in her house the whole weekend or however long she was gone alone.
I mean, unless Stella came over to check on it,
That's still
but
not
I
good enough.
unless Stella came to check on it. I mean, because there was another time she had went overnight, and they said like she left the dog. Like when you have a dog, you have to also make arrangements for the dog. Also, you can't just leave a dog for days on end by itself. These girls just I don't
I
wow.
don't doubt she did it. I don't doubt she left it. I don't know what she's on, but yeah. And on her Patreon, she said she got in school, and she's not saying, what she's in school for yet, but she's getting in school and she's going to be starting soon.
Yeah, that girl, she's getting her GED. She is not starting no damn college.
And out of all of them, I feel like Liv have the most potential. Like even GED or no GED, I feel like she has potential to, whether it's makeup or nails or whatever. I feel like she could actually do that. But she's such a narcissist and a liar, and she needs therapy. It's like if she could get past that, I feel like she could actually do something with herself.
Right?
Cuz
Me
when she
too.
does do her content, she can cook, she can put some shit together, she can clean, you know? And then it's like she flips. That's why I'm saying she acts bipolar.
Yeah, she lets her personal business get in the way of her money too much. She lets that come first, and whatever time is left for her to do something else, she does that. And that's her problem. Yeah, I mean, even her makeup, I mean, she does good makeup. I don't, I mean, she can't cook to me, but no, she does good makeup and all that. I mean, I don't, she could be having her makeup channel, building her makeup channel up. I mean, I don't, that's on her though,
She's
I
definitely in parenting classes. Yeah, when they remove the children from the home, that's mandatory that you complete the parenting classes. And she could be in the GED classes cuz they do some type of placement just to see like where you left off. But
right.
she could do a placement for college too. Yeah, that's true too.
I don't, I highly doubt she's doing any college. If anything, it's a GED, and I doubt she could even get that. But maybe I feel like that was just something to say, something video to make because she had nothing else. Like she ain't in no damn school. And why would you wait till you're at the end of your pregnancy to enroll in school? Why wouldn't you
Right.
have been done that? Like,
Girl, I'm
sis, you're about to
telling
have a
you,
whole baby. Do you have time for some damn schoolwork?
she would have been vlogging those doctor's appointments. She would have been vlogging. She would have been complaining. I mean, there's just there's a whole nother direction she could have went in to milk money from people with that pregnancy that
Right.
she didn't go in. Like somebody had posted some of her old vlogs when she was going into labor with Ryan, and she was just, oh my god, like you know how she gets, like she's a complainer. I mean,
Yeah.
who isn't when they're pregnant though? But she is over the top, and she's never complaining about heartburn. She's not saying I have this craving. She's not saying, oh, look what I bought for the baby.
No,
you know
no kick like sudden kicks like she, say the baby's kicking or nothing.
Nothing.
Crazy.
Nothing. And then the way she positioned that camera, like the other day. Like it's just all tits, you know, per usual. Just a bra on. And who wears a jacket zipped up when they're pregnant? Have you noticed, like, in her vlogs, she'll have like a hoodie jacket on and you can tell it's zipped up?
Oh yeah, I never had a zip sweatshirt while
Ain't no
pregnant.
way, girl.
Ever.
Ain't no way.
Ever.
Ain't no damn way. I'm like, what? And then I saw her in some of the shirts that she's been had. And I'm like,
Right.
how can you still fit that?
Right. That's what I said. And you're 2 months to have it, 2 months till you're due to have the baby. It's just either she is like super, just doesn't care, doesn't want this baby, detached from this baby, or
Detached. I thought about that too. I thought about that too, Taylor. And I was like, I had questioned that too. I was like, maybe because this is not what she wanted. We know she wanted a girl and she
right.
claims it's a boy. Maybe she is super just detached from the whole thing. Maybe she's just telling herself this is not real, because I saw somebody comment on one of Niecy's lives and they were saying that they saw some court documents where she put in for her child support to be lowered because she was having a baby, which you can do that. You can say men can do that too. Like, I'm having another child, I'm not going to be able to pay this amount because I'm having another child. Do you think she would go that far? Now, I haven't seen the paperwork on that, but that's just something I saw. And so that's something to think about too. You know, she could really just be detached. We know she has like psychological issues, and it could be that she just doesn't want to accept what's coming because it's not a girl and because she knows that Zolo has moved on.
Right. I thought it, but then I'm like, no, it's just too much that adds up to she's not. Just too much.
Yeah, you're
Too
right.
much
You're right about
evidence.
that. Yeah, too. There's way more things that say she's not than she
Yeah,
is.
that she than she is.
and she
So
and she's loving it, you know?
yeah, she loves all the like guessing that people are doing. She and I think she is gonna milk this till I think even till maybe the past April she's gonna milk it. I think she's gonna use the excuse that she didn't tell anybody how far along she was or her due date. So there's no way to tell when she was due or when the baby's supposed to be here. So I think she's gonna milk it till as far as she can go.
She could even go as far as saying that she had the baby and she gave it up for adoption.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that, could be a good way for her to go. Everybody's going to be like, "Don't give her ideas." But I
Yeah, I seen
mean,
that too.
that could be a direction for her to go in, because then at least she can say that's why there's no baby. I'm moving on, load that shit on a Patreon and just try to keep it moving. She is
Yeah.
crazy.
I if I was her, I would be like really stressing, like trying to come up with something that sounds logical, because that is a crazy ass lie to just carry on like that for the whole 9 months. That's
I've
crazy.
seen it. I've seen like episodes of like Snapped and First 48 and different things. Like, I'm into true crime and stuff. And I've seen some women do that. So that really doesn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me that much. Just her taking people's money, that is that's cruel.
Oh yeah.
That's very cruel. Karma, let me tell you something. It might not hit her right now, but some way, somehow, it will come back around and she's going to pay for anything that she's done to innocent people. It's not right.
Right. And somebody even brought up the Down syndrome thing that she said, saying that and then never mention it again. I mean, went as far as to say that the baby basically had Down syndrome and then never brought it up again. Like that, she will get karma for that. You just don't.
It's erratic. Her behavior is manic. Like she just goes from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. That's why I'm saying it's just it's psychological issues. Like she's bipolar or something, and her mama knows it.
Mm.
Her
And
karma starting already.
the fact too that you would think Stella would even care enough about the kids to tell that woman about herself. Stop having just live thinking that she is just this great person, exceptional mother. I mean, because it's hurting those kids too. I mean, Stella
She
is playing a part
enables
in
her.
hurting too.
She enables her.
Yeah.
And when you have somebody that close to you that's an enabler, it really sets you back. There's no way you can heal or move forward. Her mother is just as toxic as she is.
Yeah, I mean, because I see his friend in the chat. Hey, love. I mean, Fran even said that she had got some information on Stella that back in the day, she she got around. I guess she had some stuff going on with her, and it shows definitely all up in that face that she done been through something.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. And
Stella done been through, but done been dragged through a couple rocky roads.
I mean, she's unstable. She's at her. Even Liv said she stays with my sister and me. She goes back and forth. Liv had said that, and I'm like, what? Wait, what? She does what? Like, and then she owns these houses, and then like I don't know. You can't believe anything that she says, but we see how Stella's in and out, and that's just not stable.
Well, I always wondered, like, where does Stella, like, I've never heard her say where she lives, like, her husband, because didn't she apparently have a husband?
Yes, she said my mom has a husband and they own properties, and her husband has this amount of money. One of these investigators, these YouTube investigators need to figure out who the husband is and get us some information on him.
Yeah,
So we can
because,
see.
like, it's so strange. Like, if her two daughters and all her grandkids are living in Florida, like, where's her house in Florida? I mean, she lives in California, but all her two daughters and grandchildren are down in Florida.
She said she rents them out, that she rents her properties out.
That just I mean, I've never heard Liv say I'm sending the kids over to or Stella's for the
Never.
weekend or
Never. I don't think she really trusts her mom with her kids like that. And that goes back to her childhood, different things that probably went on. But her mom definitely does help her in some way. It could just be financially and maybe a babysitter every now and then. But as far as her having full trust in her mom, I don't see that. The relationship, it just doesn't give that for me. um she just has way too many issues, and like I said, at some point with your kids, you have to be like, you should never call them out in front of other people, but you pull your daughter to the side and you say, girl, that's what you're not going to do. You're not going to play with these kids. You're not going to have this dude up in here.
right.
You're not going to be doing this and doing that,
She was living up in there with them along with Zolo.
screaming and hollering at him. Yep.
I mean, like as a mother, you don't. I mean, and that's why Liv doesn't have respect for her too. You can tell because you could just by the way she talks to her, just the stuff that Stella clearly allows and doesn't really say anything to her. I mean, you could just tell Liv doesn't have that respect for her because she knows.
Yep, no respect, and that stems from childhood.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's childhood trauma that she has, and she doesn't want to call her out now because she's getting something from her. Liv's a user, you
Oh
know
yeah.
and so she's gonna use you until she can't use you anymore. Have you noticed how her sister doesn't have shit to do with anything with her no more? Like, she's like, don't record at my house, Don't talk about me. I don't want nothing to do with that.
I don't even think she even goes over her house. I don't ever like hear her say just got back from my sister's even, or I mean, and I know because Raquel, they're like night and day, her and Raquel.
Yeah, different dads too.
Yeah, so yeah, they're Raquel, you could just is way more put together and
And
has
she's
way more
married, so
sense than Liv.
she probably has a husband who is like, no. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And so yeah, I noticed that they kind of distanced too, and it's really been since the pregnancy thing. I since it was confusion on if she was pregnant, is her sister pregnant, and different things. After that, she hasn't said anything about her sister. And I think it's because her sister's like, do not vlog me. She didn't even post any pictures with her sister from the mom's birthday. And I
yeah.
think it's
I
because her
noticed
sister
that
is
too.
like,
I didn't.
I don't want, and she said her sister was there though, but no pictures, you know? And I'm like, that's because her sister is like, keep me out of that shit. And it's probably because she knows that Liv is not pregnant. And she probably
Right.
doesn't
And
like
I
that.
just I don't even think that Raquel wants to be associated with that anyway. She just seems like she's just not, she doesn't even want to be associated with anything to do with that.
Somebody said they're having a hard time wondering why Jasmine didn't breastfeed. Jasmine is not, she doesn't have that motherly instinct. To breastfeed, you have to, I don't know how to explain it, but you have to put your child before you. It's painful in the beginning. It takes a lot of time out of your day, especially when you have other children. It is time consuming cuz when you're not um breastfeeding, you need to be pumping. It's a lot when you have multiple children. But if you really care about your baby, you don't care about how inconvenience, how much it's going to inconvenience you. You care about the nutrients, and you care about the healthier side of why, the reason why you're doing it. And y'all know Jasmine is just that's not the type of mother that she is. Although it would be free, she's just not that type of mom.
Oh, you remember the comments she made? Her baby will be using. She feels like the baby's using her.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you see what I mean? Like she doesn't care about she doesn't care about the baby. She's worried about herself. And Chris was probably like, "No, that's going to take too much, time away from him or something." Like there's no telling. Like she's not the breastfeeding type of mother.
No, and she it's also using your body as a mother, not right. I'm not
Yeah.
having a hard time with letting a woman in your house sending them. Yeah, but
Jazz,
she barely, feeds her the oldest as it is, let alone, having to whip that out and constantly feed. I mean, she's not. That's she's not going to do that. Um One of my children had a hard time. Yeah, and that's another thing too. I mean, I know sometimes like, babies have hard times latching, or you can't produce as much milk, or, it just doesn't work, but in her case, it's just she's just lazy. So,
yeah. Yeah, I don't believe she ever even attempted to breastfeed him.
no, I don't in the
It is a
hospital.
labor
Yeah,
of
I don't
love.
even think I heard her say anything about breastfeeding. Like it was an instant. She just told them to get the bottle.
Yeah.
That's
And
mm,
now she'll probably say it's because she was sick afterwards, which that happens with a lot of moms too. They end up getting sick and they don't have that time to bond with their baby and even try. But those instances, that's when you pump and you send the milk to your baby.
right.
But she is not that selfless. It is a labor of love. That's what Fran was saying. It's a
Yeah.
labor of love. And you just have to be selfless. I don't know
Mhm.
how to explain it. I think you have to have breastfed before to really understand. I don't know. It's satisfying to me to feed your baby and to see that you did that all by yourself, you know? But everybody's different.
Right. Right. Yeah, Amaya's the only baby she breastfed, which is weird because she's the most. Because don't they always say like you're closer to if you breastfeed?
I believe that. I have children. I didn't breastfeed all of my children. And the two that I did breastfeed, I am closer to them. I've heard that before, and so I agree with that.
That's weird though. In her case, she's not. She's kind of the most distant from Amaya, but she only breastfed Amaya.
She just
That's
doesn't know how to be a mom. You know how they say it just comes natural?
yeah.
For it just doesn't click for her, and I think that is because of her childhood. Her mother seems like she is a nice person. I have always gotten really good vibes from her mother, even from her videos now. But that could be the person she is today. We don't know how she was back in the day. I've seen people say that she used to drink, alcoholic, whatever. I don't know, but I don't think that she taught Jasmine how to be a woman, how to carry herself, how to be feminine, how to, basic hygiene, how to, you know, take care of your household or speak to your children or have a relationship with them. She lacks those. She is just lacking. I don't know. And that's why I think that it's just not there. It's not up there.
Well, we heard that her mom let her go live with Philip at 13 years old, so or 14. So I mean, I'm sure she didn't have any time to teach her what she should have being a growing to be
That
a
is
woman.
sad. That is really sad.
Girl, I have two daughters. I could never imagine letting one of my daughters at 13 or 14 to go live with a man.
So that
I
lets you know the mom is not it's not clicking for the mom either, because houseway, like, what do you mean she went to live with him at 13 or 14? What? So that means she was having sex at 13 and 14 too?
Yeah, she got an abortion at 14 or 13.
He's abusive too. His ass. He was probably doing
Who,
things to
Philip?
her, yeah, and telling her what to do, and taking advantage of her too.
Yeah, because she's that type. I mean, men easily know they can manipulate her. So I know from an early age, she probably learned that, at an early age, she learned from, to allow a man to manipulate her. It carried on into her adulthood and it shows. I mean, just off of, you're being with a man who's having, all these side babies and he's pimping, it's just, and you just allow that as long as the man comes home. I mean, uh, that's beyond me. But I don't feel bad for really about anything because if you allow people to treat you that way, let alone a man that you have kids by, I mean that's if you knowingly know it, then that's your fault. I don't feel bad. I don't. That's on you.
Yeah.
I feel like she sees Amaya as her opposite and kind of envies that. I think Amaya will be the one that leaves, but we'll look back at Jazz a second. Yeah.
All right, girl. I'm gonna go back to the chat. It was nice talking with
Thank you so
you.
much for joining, love.
Thank you.
Have
All
a nice
right.
day.
You too. Bye bye.
I never have felt bad for Jazz. She's settling just to say I have a man. Oh yeah, and that's what it's been all along. She's allowed because she wants somebody there. I mean, y'all know when Philip left for jail, I mean, she was stressed in that house with those kids. She did not know what to do with herself. You could tell every day she regretted, probably having those kids and she didn't want to be in the house and she didn't, because I was watching a few of her videos a few days ago and they were like real older videos. This was right when Philip went to jail And, she said that she couldn't even send Kaylin to school that day because she was so depressed. She didn't get up off the couch, she said, but to make the kids something to eat. I mean, she was so depressed, and it just shows that she's really only depressed when there's no man there and there's no help. But so I mean, is it really depression, or is it just because you can't live without a man, which is that's in the most case, most women, they just, I guess, they can't live without a man. They have their happiness depends on a man. But you know um sorry, y'all. It's just, Jazzy moving that way through life, she will always be manipulated by a man. She will always, have to beg, not beg, but she will always, I don't know how to say it. She will always spend her time in her life trying to please a man instead of a man trying to please her. Because it shouldn't be like that. You should have the man pleasing you. You shouldn't have to solely do everything and more because he's so lazy and he's living off of you. I don't feel bad for her. And like I said, I mean, a man does what you allow. And if you keep allowing, that man will not work. He won't get up and take care of that baby and help you. And you'll just keep having babies for somebody who just does not respect you at all. And in Jazzy's case, I don't think she cares. She cares about the presence of the man, not how he treats her, how he treats her kids. She just cares that it's somebody there to call on, God forbid, if she gets too tired. That's what it is. But you guys, we've been in here for an hour and a half. I thank you guys so much for staying here and listening. And, this was a great conversation. Rain, thank you so much, baby, for coming up here. The conversation was great. I thank you so much for putting your input in everything. And, we all have, it seems that in this whole thing, we all, as mothers, wives, we all have the same outlook. Those of us who are sane and actually uh have normal, day-to-day, interactions and relationships, and you know uh we're on the same page with things. And these girls are, they live in another world, and I guess they want people to agree and accept, their way of life, but it affects these kids. And you know in Liv's case, it ended up, getting her kids took. And in Jazzy's case, I mean, her kids continue to, not be able to live completely normal lives because their mother is in denial and just, pathetic as usual. And I hate to say that, but it is what it is. But you guys, we will have more conversation the next live. Continue this out. I had to come live after I seen that video today because I was just like, wow, to run out of formula and you have to bring a baby in a store. It's just like that's crazy to me. I just, and then wonders why us reactors say what we say. But thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you guys back for another one. I will be posting a video or a live. I don't know yet tomorrow. I will let you guys know. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Uh, and go make sure you follow that Instagram, Spill Tea with Taylor XO, no dots or underscores, and make sure you hit the like before you guys head out, and subscribe to Taylor XO if you haven't already, you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you.